Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is the Black Manga Critic here. We are ready to react to that Hunter greatness. All right, Hunter, chapter 387. All right, live reaction, initial thoughts. You already know what it is. Okay, let's get into this. Pretty much from the jump. All right, we're gonna get into some little tiny bit of recap. Really, from what I remember last chapter, we got a bit of the stuff that happened with from what I remember from last chapter, right, there was like a whole bunch of stuff that happened with Theta. We learned a bit more about that. What might have happened, was it an illusion? Was it a reality? What's sort of the plan going forward? The fourth prince is getting like just stronger and stronger. It's just this like absurd like genius, all right, when it comes to learning Nen. Melody is sort of like, setting up plans in terms of what she's going to do next after this just like sort of debacle with with Fugetsu and Kacho, right? What's happened there? Obviously, Melody does not know that Kacho is like indeed dead, like she has passed away. It's a wrap for Kacho. All right. So we also saw some stuff with regards to with Hulkenberg, what's going on with him, testing out the Nen ability to see how to most effectively utilize it, and also just to know how it works exactly, right? If you are a Nen user, you better damn well know how to use your Nen. If you don't know how to use your Nen, you go into a battle against another Nen user who is just like not only like knows how to use his Nen, but is like or their Nen, but is a master. It's probably gonna be a wrap for you. Somebody gonna be a wrap for you. All right, set the coffin up, body bag, whatever, cremation urn, whatever. It's gonna be a wrap. All right. So we got a good bit of like in terms of like Hunter, like in terms of that last Hunter chapter, which is very much so like it just encapsulates what Hunter is all about. Okay, great explanations into how the characters are sort of thinking. We learn a little bit more about these characters. We get to see them interact with other characters, right? And that way, it's just a really great just story that's being told, and these different narratives that are being told, and the richness of those narratives are just so much better, right? Because of to God to she's greatness. All right. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. Yo, what's good? Yeah. I'm gonna do an Alita stream. I wanted to do it yesterday, but like couldn't do that. Like I was hanging out with my fiance, and like my fiance like comes like first. Like my fiance always like comes first. Like period. So I wanted to do it yesterday, but it was whatever. Like I wanted to spend time with my fiance because generally during the week we don't get to spend that much time with each other. Like we're both pretty busy. So when we do get to spend time with each other, it's always really nice and it's cool. And Sundays is like one of those times because I'm just not I don't work Saturdays, Sundays. Sunday's like the only day where like I don't have to like go somewhere for work related like stuff. But I am gonna try to get the Alita stream and the Yona stream done during the week. So if I can do it like maybe like Wednesday, I might try to do it Wednesday. Wednesday might be a day where I'm able to do it like later on, like when I get home from work, I might be able to do it then. But we'll see. All right, that's sort of the day that I think I can get it done. Because tomorrow I have class and like I might not have class. It depends. We'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure like tomorrow I have class and like that's just gonna be what it is. And also like I need to see like if I have to get some stuff done tomorrow, like some pretty important stuff. Like I get that done tomorrow. So we'll see. But I'll definitely try to get it done before the sort of like reception that I have for my brother's wedding. That's gonna be on Friday. So I'm definitely gonna try to get an Alita stream in before that. That way, like Saturday we can like just kind of keep the pace going, and you'll have an Alita stream sometime this week and on Saturday. All right, Yona, I'm gonna definitely also try to fit in. I'm gonna just like sort of reread the chapters on my own for a bit, just like a quick reread, and then catch up. I'm almost there, and then get back to like reacting to Yona. I also want to get back to a couple of other readathons, but those will probably happen either on Saturday or Sunday. I started reading Monster and then just kind of like stopped because like I just got too busy. It was like kind of like funky, but I'll get to that. All right, Hunter, y'all, Hunter. Let's get into it. Let's do it. Shouts out to you, B Nasty. Shouts out to you, Michael. All right. Oh my God, what's good? And let's do this. 387. Hunter, y'all. Chapter 387 is entitled Recreation. Day 8, Sunday, 7:35 p.m. We're in room 1004, so fourth prince's room. All right, close your eyes and focus. Zetsu while listening carefully is pretty difficult. Maintain your Zetsu while following my instructions and answering my questions. Continue your Zetsu unperturbed by all sounds, queries, and incidents. Doing this for 60 minutes should feel like a very long time. I got the hang of it. But unless I gradually close off my nodes starting from my extremities, it'll be uneven. It really is hard to shut down the whole body's aura in one go. There. Closed. What in the world is this? There's something on your left shoulder. Okay, start over. That was a bit unfair, Theta dear. The enemy will be harsher than that. Focus, focus. A dream? What was that? I lost Zetsu. There's something on your left shoulder. Huh? Theta, was anything different about me just now? Okay, start over. Hey, are you listening? The enemy will be harsher than that. We're talking past each other. She said the exact same thing in the dream. That wasn't a dream, but a prediction of the future? What? What? Come on, son. This is some absurd stuff. If I think what I think it is, I'm gonna have a dumpling real quick. Absurd, absurd. Yes. Theta's back. No, never mind. So my daydream lasted about 10 seconds. If that was precognition, I changed what I said, but Theta ignored me and stuck to the original script. I'll try it again. Focus. They were static the moment I closed my eyes and achieved Zetsu. If that signals the start of the dream, the second static about 10 seconds later signifies the end. I felt like I couldn't move while I was watching the dream. If that's my ability and I'm defenseless while using it, isn't that dangerous? I'm not seeing it. And if the dream, okay, so this is just like, it's just kind of going on with like the stuff. And if the dream is happening while real time progresses, I have to risk 10 seconds of defenselessness to see a measly 10 seconds into the future? That's unreal. If it's my ability, the dream lasts but a moment. It should take place in less than the blink of an eye. I can't move once 10 seconds pass. Will it keep going if I continue Zetsu? Does it end here? No, it's still going, but something's different. I can move now. Time is advancing. I can feel it. I can feel Theta in front of me in real time, but the one in the vision is 10 seconds from now. The 10 seconds right after activation is an ephemeral 10 seconds. It shows 10 seconds into the future, and once the moment has passed, I keep seeing the world 10 seconds into the future. Theta moved. If I'm right, in 10 seconds, Theta will move in real time. A cup. I get it. Theta, you're a sadist. A new discovery. There she goes. 10 seconds on the dot. My hypothesis has been proven. Next, I shall test Theta's reaction. Sire, it's okay. Only I change what's in my future. Only I can change what's in my future. Princess training, don't interrupt me. So it's just going through like what we've seen, like in like the last chapter and like everything that was happening with like Theta and what was going on. In 10 seconds, I lost my focus with the crash and lost my Zetsu. But how will she react if I don't lose the Zetsu? If she can see my amended actions, this line should change into praise. Boom. My Zetsu continues. Sire, it's okay. The prince is in training. Wow. Don't interrupt us. I suppose their meddling is a part of your training as well. Heh, I knew it. Theta sees me as I was in the vision. She hasn't realized I changed the future. If I close my eyes in Zetsu, I get a 10-second preview of the future. And only I can change what I do in those 10 seconds. Bruh. Come on, son. This is absurd. He gotta die. He gotta die. It's absurd, right? Like he's gotta die, right? Like he will die. This will happen without question. Without question. Look at some of these characters, right? Benjamin, ridiculous ability. Camilla, ridiculous ability. Fourth Prince, absurd ability, right? Like these are characters that are just like Togashi just setting them up on, you know, one of those like countryside fences or whatever, you know, like that, like one of those like, you know, that like sort of corral like in cattle and stuff. Setting them little cans, and just waiting for people to shoot them down. These people have to die. They are absurd. First Prince Benjamin, absurd. Number of the Stars, absurd. Camilla with the cat ability, absurd. This man, come on. They gotta die. They gotta die. All right. All right, let's see what's going on. She tossed a ball of aura at me. I'm still in Zetsu. Maybe I'll open my eyes and talk to her. If I remain in Zetsu and close my eyes again, will it restart? She sees me with closed eyes. She sees me with the eyes closed. The 10-second gap will be reset. Theta, dear, how do you feel about me? Blah, 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 blah. Heh. This is fun. Oh, yes. If I continue Zetsu, I can do it in a row. I'll go as far as I can. Hey, Theta, what are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a surprise performance from the Royal Concert, right? This is what happened, right, with Melody. For real? Theta, why? First, the flute melody solo by Melody. Please enjoy. Yo. Whoa. Wild. So he moves out of the way. Whoa. Of course, Theta still sees me standing there. She's going to think she actually shot me. Heh. This ability is so fun. Bruh. And then he experiences Melody's Nen. And is like, whoa. And he's like, what was that? That wasn't my ability, was it? Someone else did something with their Nen? This world of Nen is way too fun. Bruh. Was that a gunshot? Theta, freeze. It's a part of training. It's all good. Yo. She's in shock. There's no way for her to understand what happened. I'll ask later why you tried to kill me. Boom. Missing time? Yes. We heard a gunshot, and the moment we headed over, a beautiful landscape appeared in front of us. We were unable to move. We think it was due to the music broadcast. It was supposed to be 8th Prince Sally's stupid rap, right? Yes. The performance was by a Hunter Association member by the name of Melody. Call her over. Make it sound like an invitation. If it's not a summons, they might refuse. It's a feeler. We can make inferences based on their response. Yo. Wild. Confirming my ability is more important than Theta right now. When I close my eyes and achieve Zetsu, I get a vision. I get a 10-second preview of the world, an ephemeral 10 seconds. If I keep my eyes closed, I continue to see a vision 10 seconds into the future, while I simultaneously relive the events I saw in the vision 10 seconds ago. Like a parallel universe. Bruh. I've confirmed I can use it consecutively. The problem is the time it takes for me to enter Zetsu and the skill to maintain it. This ability won't prove its worth without perfecting these two. Once I can control Zetsu at will, I will dominate the battle for succession. Time me from when I close my eyes to when I open them. Once it's less than a second, then we spar. son. And he said, I will dominate the battle for succession and the world. I'm like, God, she. Hunter 387. And woohoo, woohoo. Oh my goodness. And there's this whole chart about how things work when it comes to the ability and all of that. Come on, son. Come on, son. What y'all know about that Tagachi greatness? What? Come on, son. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. This man like world domination, which is like obviously, right? This is what he would do, right? He would want to do world down. He would want to like, you know, try to like just take over the world, right? That's what he'd want to do. Just like, man, yo, for real, if Melody dies, we gonna have problems. Tagashi and I gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have to have a conversation, definitely. All right, I'm gonna have a So good. Put this dumpling in the chapter. Are you kidding me? You're gonna give this man the ability to legitimately see, not only see into the future, but to alter it. Legit, like to his whim, like to an extent, right? What's especially troubling, right, isn't just that dude is like a regular person who can see into the future and da-da-da. Like, this is like a supercharged, like, non-human being who can, like, not only see into the future, but affect it and warp, mold it, change it. Right? Consecutively. Like, you know what I mean? Do you understand, like, once he is able to enact Zetsu, like, just at will, quick, like, incredibly quickly, he's, like, the longer he'll have, the longer he'll be able to change the future. Like, if he can do it like split seconds, like, bruh. Like, the only thing, right? The thing is, like, it'd have to be, right? What would have to happen is he'd have to come up against something that is just like ridiculous that he just could not defeat. Right? He'd have to know, like, oh, this thing is gonna happen, and there is no way that I can stop it. Right? That's what's gonna beat the Fourth Prince. Like an instance in which, right, something is gonna happen that will definitely just take him out. He won't be able to stop it. And before that, someone would have to know what his ability is. And I think in some ways, what's going to happen is, like, he's going to train himself to be able to hide that. He's going to be, like, to be able to mask it as, I'm just a amazing, like, martial artist, or I'm just wonderful at fighting, or, you know, my ability is, you know, something else other than future sight. Bruh. Absolutely absurd, man. These people got some abilities. Some abilities. Okay. Just wow. Really, really, really good. Really good chapter. Really, really good chapter. And just the beauty of it is it's so clear that the way Tagashi wrote that Tagashi had this chapter in mind before he wrote the last one with Theta and what was going on and the explanations of was I seeing something, where the conversations went, all those different things. Like, are you kidding me, man? And again, one thing I really want to make clear is like, this is something that I truly believe if Togashi was writing week to week, like, and he didn't have a break or whatever, like a substantial break, wouldn't be able to write this arc. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't. Yeah, no, yo, believe it. Come on. I mean, like, I think a lot of people, if they had like certain types of nen, like, it wouldn't be good for people. It wouldn't be good for society, definitely. You know? But the writing, just like, this is what I'm talking about. You know, when you see this sort of this level of writing, this level of like intricate connecting, like of intricate connections throughout the chapters, just really well done. And again, like, there are stories that, like, you know, utilize time travel, and sometimes they do a pretty good job of it and things like that. But this is like, this is good because as you're reading the chapter, it's like your sense of what's going on and how the nen ability works just solidifies. As it goes on, you're like, oh, I don't even have to really pay attention to like the conversation that's going on now, because I already know what happened. I really have to pay attention to what the fourth prince is thinking, how he decides to respond to certain things, how he decides to mold the future, the sort of future, like the ephemeral sort of like moments, or those ephemeral sort of visions of the future that he sees. How does he mold that? How does he change that for himself? This is top-notch writing, all right? This is what I'm talking about. This is like doing this, like, this is why people say like, oh, Tanahara might as well be a novel. I'm like, yeah, like a light novel. But even then, I think it's necessary that this is written in manga form, particularly, like that it's written in this comic form. It's vital. It is crucial. If you were just reading this and those explanations were put down and like you didn't have a map or anything like that, you didn't have like the characters doing certain things, like in the images and all that, it'd be so hard. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I think like, I don't know if it's, I think a lot of us would. I think a lot of us would have like the self-control to be like, all right, if we have then, like, I think we'll be fine. Like, I think a lot of us would be fine, you included. Like, I think we all like know what we should do and what we shouldn't do. You know what I mean? I think so. I believe in us. I do. There are a lot of people out there that I don't believe in. I'm like, nah, they can't have that, right? People like the Fourth Prince who just like, they gotta be in Zetsu like all the time, and then that's it, and they can't do nothing. But again, are we for real? Do you not understand? Do you not understand the just like greatness of this chapter? The greatness. All right, just incredible. And what I love about it is like this whole chapter, like 386, I want to say 385, 386, and 387, right? Like, but particularly 385 and 387 are just like they're linked in this wonderful, wonderful way. And I mean, one thing I really want to see is I gotta go back to 385 and see if it's the same day and the same time as what they've shown me here. Or if it's not, then like, what does that mean, right? Because like all the stuff that's happening here is like the same stuff that we've seen before, right? So that's why, and what I love is, again, I had a deja vu feel. I had a deja vu moment when I read the beginning of this chapter, and I was like, haven't I read this before? Haven't I seen this before? Like, am I reading the right chapter? That's the greatness. That's the type of writing that's greatness, man. It's greatness because like Togashi is purposefully, right, and forcefully inducing this deja vu feeling, right? And then once you understand what's happening, you're like, bro, come on, son. This is what I'm talking about. Hunter. Come on, Hunter x Hunter. I would. I say I wouldn't trust Naya with Nen, but I think I would. I would trust Naya with Nen. Naya, I think like Naya's like one of those people that like, you know, might feign like, oh, you know, I'm not good. I'm not this great. I'm not. Naya's a good dude. Naya's a good dude. Like he is. You know what I mean? So I think he'd be fine. But yeah. You know, there's like again, like there's certain people you're like, you know, they're gonna do like they're gonna act a fool, they're gonna pull pranks, they're gonna do all sorts of stuff, you know. But bruh, this chapter. We I need to have a Hunter x Hunter discussion. Maybe Saturday, I don't know. But this was very, very good. I'm gonna have to do some rereading again. I need to like buy certain volumes. I need to like buy certain manga volumes. Or I just need to like use the viz. I just need to like, you know, do like back issues, look through the back issues, read the Hunter x Hunter chapters that way. But man, oh man. Just awesome sauce, man. Just awesome stuff. Yeah, like the writing, though. Are you kidding me, man? It's not just the ability and like just how hacks it is, right? But it's like Togashi has introduced a setting at which he can have these hacks abilities and realistically write up ways to defeat to have them be to have these people be defeated, right? To have these like abilities like be defeated. You know what I mean? It's like this is so good, right? Because we're not even at the dark continent yet. We're not even there. Dark continent stuff, that's gonna be ridiculous. Like ridiculous stuff that's just gonna be like whoop. Just not. It's just gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much. This is awesome. I love this. This is really good. That's what I'm talking about, man. Is when I praise to God that she. Exactly, BDV. There's so much thought put into them. Right? And even if even if these princes, right? Even if these princes develop their abilities and they become super hacks and all that stuff, they are destined to die. Right? They all gonna die. That's my belief. They're all going to die. Some way, somehow, they all gonna die. It's just the way it is. Okay? Just the way it is. They all gonna die. I am looking forward to the rest of this arc. So far, this arc has been phenomenal. And I think again, after rereading everything, like this is one of my favorite Hunter x Hunter arcs. Like I have a few favorite Hunter x Hunter arcs. Like if I had to pick some favorites, I would say obviously Chimera Ant arc is a favorite of mine. The election arc definitely. Chimera election, right? Everything after like York New is definitely like my favorites. Like I like York New. York New is cool. I think it's good. But I think like I really liked Greed Island. Like I really liked Greed Island. I think more than a lot of people do. I really like Greed Island, Chimera, Greed Island, Chimera, this arc, the Dark Continent stuff. Like just the Succession War, right? Just the Succession War. If we're counting the Dark Continent like as like a whole sort of thing, this to me is like the sort of New World kind of like thing when it comes to like One Piece. Like One Piece sort of has a New World. I feel like Hunter x Hunter has the Dark Continent. So there's a lot of like sub sort of arcs within that major kind of like part of the story. You know what I mean? Because like I don't think you can encompass like Dark Continent with like an arc. It can't just be an arc. It's got to be like a sort of whole part of like the Hunter x Hunter sort of like story. So they're like sort of sub arcs. So the Succession War, like so far, has been brilliant, just brilliant, beautifully done. Continues to get better and better and better. And what I love is like when I see these things, I'm like, how is Togashi gonna do this? Like what? How's he gonna write these people dead? How are they gonna get defeated? And it's like I trust Togashi. I trust Togashi to do good things, to figure this out. Yeah, Chimera is just like wow. Chimera Antarctica is amazing. Reed Island, I think, is great. Not necessarily because like of certain things that we're supposed to learn and stuff like that, but because of just how much Togashi poured his love of a genre and multiple genres into that arc. Like he was like, I love this stuff. I love games. I just love games, period. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna pour my love of like I'm just gonna be like, I love this so much that I'm gonna make an arc that's like dedicated to that. But it's also like crucial to the story, you know, as a whole. Just it's really well done. And I like it because like I love RPGs, I love games like that. So it's like a dope arc to me. It's a phenomenal arc for me. But if you don't like that stuff, then you're just kind of like, you know what I mean? You get kind of like annoyed. But I love it. I think it's good. It's fun at times. Like it gets to a certain place. You know, there's tension when there needs to be. There's tension when it's not. It's just all around really good. But I'll say Chimera. So far, the Succession, like the stuff so far that we gotten from the start of the Dark Continent stuff to now, I want to put all that together. I don't count Chrollo versus Ahsoka. I think that's sort of like separate. But it might not be because because again, like that battle is directly sort of like responsible for like the deaths of like it leads right like it's not even responsible for, but it's connected to like the deaths of the Phantom Troop sort of like members, right? Of those two Phantom Troop members. So I would say it is a part of like this whole like sort of stuff that we gotten, and it's been beautiful. So I would say Chimera is my favorite, then this stuff, then Greed Island, then New York New, then the election arc, then the Hunter exam, then Heaven's Arena. Yeah, that's how I put it. That would be like my sort of like ranking. But man, yeah, I'm like he's just taking in all this information and and this is the thing, like people don't understand, like the reason why I keep saying this is just greatness is because to be able to not only tell a story and to write a story with that level of like sophistication, but to be able to draw it into existence, obviously with the help of assistants and all of that, but to be able to be an artist and a novelist in that way, to be able to do both of those things at that level is just, it's like, man, you know, man, it's just so good. So good. So good. All right. I would say I'm going to end it here, but I want to have a Hunter x Hunter discussion. I'm going to have a live stream Hunter x Hunter discussion at some point. I'm going to ask that people that want to join the discussion and are going to be there, just reread like all the Dark Continent stuff. Reread all the Dark Continent stuff from like the beginning, right? From when it started, right? With like Neteto and his wish and what he wants the Zodiacs to do and beyond and what he's planning, Jing, Patterson, the V5, what's happened there, the calamities, the Kakian Empire, right? Like leading into like the stuff that's happening on the boat, you know what I mean? Like and everything, right? The Succession War, like all of that, like right? Hisoka, Chrollo, the Phantom Troop, the mafia factions that work for princes of the Kakian Empire. Like we're gonna be talking about all of that stuff. If people want to bring up topics, bring them up. Let me know. I'm gonna probably tweet about it in advance. I'm gonna set up an event in advance. I'm gonna pick a day most likely it'll be it'll be like a Saturday or a Sunday. So I'll figure it out. But they're like, I really, really, really want to have a conversation about this because it's so good, you know. And I get that. I get that. Like I totally understand. Like, yeah, like I think I'd want I'd want an ability to be explained, like, you know, in a sense, like, you know, so we could have more like stuff. But I think the reason like this whole chapter, like it was a whole chapter, is because like it was like legit in like a direct like response and parallel to 385, like the stuff that happened in 385 and a bit of like the stuff for 386, but mainly 385. Like it's just a parallel. It's like, yo, just a tour de force of writing, you know. So I think in some ways, like you like that feel and what you felt during at the beginning, like for me, like when I that deja vu feeling leading up into understanding what Sarah, the Fourth Prince's ability is, and watching him like go through this like just learning process, and like, you know, and us really getting to see how people, like how Nen users process their abilities and figure out what they need to make their abilities better, what they need to learn about their abilities. Like, and we've gotten that not only with last chapter we got that with Hulkenberg. This chapter we got and last chapter with Hulkenberg, it was a little bit in depth, but this chapter was like super in depth. It was really, really good. And again, this is important. It's important that we know the very like the specifics of particular abilities, so that when we see battles and other things go on and other events, they can be easily explained. When things can't be easily explained in certain scenarios, that it just bothers me, because it's like, yo, the author needs to be able to just be a bit better in that. Like things just need to be more clear sometimes. Sometimes like it's like, yeah, you don't have to explain like, oh, you know, characters are gonna get stronger like in battle. Like, yeah, like you like that's a thing. Like this is a shonen thing, right? And shonen battles, like characters get stronger. We understand that. We don't need an explanation for that. But I think when it comes to this, and because of again the just specifics of like Nen as it pertains to like certain characters and their abilities, like you need that. That way you don't have to do that in other chapters. You have like, right, Tagashi then has space in other chapters to talk about what he wants to talk about, to expound upon these relationships between the hunters and who they're guarding, the regular bodyguards and who they're guarding, their affiliations, what's going on with the Phantom Troop and everybody else, and the mafia factions. Great stuff. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here because I need to like lay down before I go to work. I have to. If I don't, I'm probably gonna pass out at work. Like I can't do that. All right. And kids like need your undivided attention. If you're not doing that, like it's gonna be a hard day. All right. So thank y'all for coming through. This is my live reaction / initial thoughts on Hunter x Hunter chapter 387. As always, the video is pretty long, but that's because Hunter x Hunter always just comes through with that heat. There's always so much to talk about. Okay. So thank y'all again. Thank y'all for coming through. I'm the Black Manga Critic. Shouts out to BDV for coming through, Michael for coming through, Killer92 for coming through, Share the Dank for coming through. All right, Be Nasty for coming through. All right, shouts out to all y'all for coming through. All right, this chapter was phenomenal. I loved it. And I'm the Black Manga Critic, y'all. I'm out, y'all.